There it goes. It's up and going. You're good to go, Dan.
Oh, you want me to start? I get it. I see how it is.
Yeah, yeah. You're the
I'm
podcast guy here. I'm just the guy who
I'm
gets
the
some stuff
podcast
going.
guy. I don't know. I don't know, but I think you're stretching a little bit too much for that one.
Nah, man. This is how we do it.
Yeah, of course, just throw me to the wolves. I see how it is.
That's how it's done, didn't you know? Got
Shoot, I think my youngest one is better than I am at this stuff.
wow. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, you know what? Some of the stuff, but no, I know they just released the Avengers Doomsday trailer and the second one with Thor, and the first one I thought was pretty good.
First one
Like
was cool. Yeah. I mean, it was given what was gonna like you're gonna have the main
well,
guys come back. I was like, this is. I kind of already knew it, but it's nice that they actually like put it on there. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, no, well, with the Russo brothers, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna bring back the fact that they're bringing back the X-Men for this movie, like the original, Patrick Stewart, all the original X-Men. Shoot, they even got Beast coming back, you know, Kelsey Grammer's Beast coming back and stuff like that. Ian McKellen is Magneto, all that stuff, all the it came out or 2000. I can't remember for sure. But the fact that they're bringing them back, which I always thought, I cannot believe it that the guy who plays Cyclops, his name is like escaping me. He's everywhere. He's in Sonic. He's the only one I know that actually plays around with like different puppets. That's CGI. He's the only one that does. So, but I always thought, James Marsden, that's his name. I knew it was a skate. I just couldn't remember it fully. But I always thought he was a good Cyclops. They just never gave him a good outfit to do it. I think he had the potential to do it. They just never gave him the look or anything for that. And the fact that they're actually going to be giving him a more or I don't know about comic accurate, but a more of like
I'm assuming
X Men the
they're gonna go
series,
comet accurate. What they usually try to. So
like like the X Men animated series, which I thought was like the best way X Men came about. They did it with Wolverine and Deadpool. He finally got the yellow suit. Yes, he had the yellow suit, but he also had other suits in other comics as well, like they did in the montage for the movie. He was in Apocalypse era. He was in where he fought the Hulk, and he was Patch and the white tuxedo, all that stuff. But I'm really hoping that somehow they got Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine in this. I think that would be awesome.
I mean, I just
That's
saw one thing. I don't know if it's true or not. It's Facebook. You know how it is.
yeah,
It's Facebook.
with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, 100%. But there's things saying like he's just gonna keep playing Wolverine. So I can see it.
I
I mean, why not?
well, he even did in an interview that the second he said, Logan was his last Wolverine movie, he's done. He doesn't want to play it. Deadpool came out, and he's like, "Oh, I made a mistake."
Yeah.
And then he even said he had the itch to come back and keep coming back. Well, finally, he just like, dude, he's like, "I want to come back," and even Ryan Reynolds was like in the one of the interviews he did, he's like, "Dude, we were just gonna go over there and pitch to Kevin Feige, and we have nothing." And he's like, that was just a godsend that he just came up and said, "Yeah, I want to come back as Wolverine," and that made one hell of a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I
So
loved
good.
it.
I think they should do another one.
Oh God, yeah, dude, I even just a Wolverine movie with the yellow suit, or even just bring back the X Men's movies with, you know, yeah, do Henry Cavill as Wolverine and all that. I thought he did a heck of a job as just, the Cavalrine is what they called him. I thought he did a heck of a job. just he did the fist pump that he did in Mission Impossible, and then just knocked Deadpool into the next world. But
Yeah.
I, I hope they do. But we can only speculate and all that. Just the fact that we're getting the X-Men, and we're getting like we had all the Avengers that we had coming in, Captain America and all. We've seen that. It just I wish my only thing is I wish Stan Lee could have lived to see all this happening right now. The fact that what was it, 10 years ago, you never in a million years would have thought to see Spider-Man in a Marvel movie. Well, he's Marvel in his own movie. Never would have thought you would have seen Spider-Man with Iron Man and Captain America and all that.
That's a bigger thing. They need a standalone film with that if you're gonna do that though. Just one.
Yeah,
That's all I ask is just one. I don't need like
yeah,
multiple. Just give me one. Just one.
yeah. Yeah. Well, they did it. They've done multiple movies, and I actually, like I said, I kind of enjoy. Yeah, yeah. They and even
I
in
mean,
some of the
at the end of the day, for me, like Spider-Man, like bring it all the way back to like the old ones. I don't remember who. It's like Sam Raimi or somebody. I don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But
Well, I don't know if they're well to you. They're old to me. They're
to me, they're pretty old.
yeah. To
But like
me,
you had
they're pretty
Spider-Man
old. To
one,
me,
two, three. I was cool with it. Like, cause you had like that beginning one where like kind of like had his origin story, how he brought up.
mhm.
That's cool. This one, like, no shade on Tom Holland, great actor. Love those movies. They're really good. I don't have a problem with them. I just want one though where you're just like he just fights the Green Goblin or something. Just you don't need to throw
That's
like Iron Man in there, Hulk, whatever. But I'm not taking any
they,
shade on it. I enjoyed the movies.
yeah.
I
And
really
the
did.
one that the closest one that they've come across to so far doing that was Spider-Man Far From Home, the second one.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I
only
mean,
the
yeah,
only
that
major
was
character, the only major real character they really well, I'm not 100% sure. I've been sick the last few days, so my mind is completely gone. but the only real big person they really brought in was Nick Fury.
I thought there was somebody else though. But I mean, I'm
I
looking it up. Hold up.
well with
What was the name of it?
because
Spider-Man.
the first one was Iron Man, of course. And well, he did bring up names. He did bring up like Thor, Captain Marvel in the second one. And he's like, well, off world.
Oh, you had Happy Hogan.
Oh,
That's
that's
Nick Fury. Quentin
I'm
Beck
talking
was the
about like
main guy.
big Avengers guys, like Captain America, and they had them in the first movie. They had Captain America and Happy Hogan too. You know,
So yeah, yeah, that was kind of like a standalone one. But the thing is though, like they pushed the Nick Fury thing, so you already knew like that's a selling point. To me, Nick Fury is a selling point besides just your normal Spider-Man cast.
yeah.
But I do enjoy
Well,
how they did Mysterio, like, because you haven't seen that, I don't think, in any other Spider-Man movies. I don't think, like, he's a
no.
villain, but you don't like, they don't
Well,
really put him in there as like this is the guy who he's gonna face.
Well, I was actually a little surprised because when I first saw it, like, because Mysterio in the comics and even in the animated Spider-Man TV show, with the great theme. 90s animated shows have awesome intros. But back to topic. Um, but even then, he was just a guy who just did visual effects. I'm like, oh, they're gonna make him magical and from another world. I thought that was kind of weird, and then all of a sudden in that movie they flipped it. I'm like, oh, okay, so
Yeah,
he is part of this
because
world,
I
and
remember
then he
correctly,
is
it's
just
like
a
yeah, because
visual.
they're like there's like all these like major things going on. You're like, oh, this guy has like a lot of power. Then you come to find out, you're like,
You're like, oh, okay,
okay,
he's just a normal guy. He
yeah,
was visual effects. I'm like, okay, so this is normally okay. I get it. That's awesome. Okay, now
yes,
I'm like, okay, that brought me a little bit happier and stuff. And then, but like I said, with Avengers, I they've teased so many people. But even when they did that, what was that? that like 6 or 12 hour video that they did for the chairs on who all was going to be in Avenger. Say, Chris Evans. I don't think it said Chris Hemsworth, did it? I'm gonna look it up real quick because now
I
it's
don't
gonna drive me.
think so.
Here's for Doomsday. Who was on there? Uh,
I
uh,
mean,
yeah, it didn't really. Oh no, it actually did show Chris Hemsworth, but he's dude. He said he wants to play Thor as much as possible.
that's his thing. Like, if you think about that guy, you're like Thor.
Yeah,
It's the same way with Chris Evans and all those guys. Like, you
Chris
think,
Evans said he didn't want to come back.
yeah, he doesn't want to come
He
back, but
said,
look at what he did.
yeah, he came. He's coming back.
Because
It
guess
didn't
what?
last very
No
long.
offense, no offense to the guy, great actor. But the only thing I ever think about him in is playing one character and one character only.
Not another team movie, right?
Not what?
Chris Evans and not another teen movie, right? That's what I think of him as.
The only thing I think is Captain America. That's about it. So
No, I can think of him in a couple movies, but
I
like certain
can't. But like, I'm
characters,
that generation where like
yeah.
that's his character. Like that's
Well,
his
yeah, well, yeah,
niche.
like I
It's
said, you
like
grew up
Tony
in a
Stark. You have that guy there. I forgot
yeah. Well,
this.
Robert Downey Jr. All I think about him is Iron Man now.
A
I
hundred
can't like
percent.
I've seen him
The
in
problem
other shows. I've
is
seen him in other
yeah.
stuff, but
But that's the thing though. It's like they play a character for so long and they play it so good that you always go
I
back
can't.
to,
Yeah, you can't
that's
see
my
him as something
guy.
else.
That's my guy.
Yeah, like here's a big one. Patrick Stewart. I know him as Picard on Star Trek. That's what I know him as. That's what I always know him as. But I think it will be very, very, very different. Even James McAvoy, Picard or Patrick Stewart, I don't think cannot be replaced as Professor X. He's bald, he's older. He just played a perfect Professor X. And all that. Like Magneto, he could have played I think he did really good when he was younger, Ian McKellen. But I have to see what he looks like now because like I said, just some of the videos I've seen, he looks really old and he just doesn't. But Patrick Stewart doesn't look like he's aged at all
Really?
through this whole process or anything. I'm like, or something. So
No,
I,
my
I
thing is with like going back to where this first started. We were talking about like the new movie coming out here in next year, December, right? I think.
yeah, December 18th.
So that'll be a big thing. Like I know we all know it's gonna go. Like people are gonna go to that movie day one. I plan on going. I don't know about you,
Oh,
but
I thought me and you were gonna go opening night and
yeah, that's what I thought.
all that.
So
Yeah, we'll see it in IMAX because I know my oldest wants to go see it too.
so that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. Plan on getting whatever exclusive popcorn bucket, whatever, because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, it's like you're gonna have all these guys coming back. We all knew it. The big thing is like I don't know. The thing is like Deadpool Wolverine. I'm like, okay, cool. You're gonna have all these variants, whatever. As we saw in like Spider-Man 3, too many villains doesn't make a good movie. They pulled it out in Deadpool Wolverine. Loved it. Great. But
Well,
but to me though,
Endgame.
to change it to like that though is yet a comedy movie recently with Deadpool Wolverine. It was comedy. At the end of it, the
Mhm.
lighthearted jokes made it work in my opinion.
Oh
Really
yeah.
did. So, but now it's like, okay, you're gonna the vibes of this new movie they're giving out is gonna be serious. It's all gonna be catastrophic. A lot of
Which
people getting killed.
I'm very happy for because even like
Yeah.
that's why I said this new trailer for Doomsday. The first one made it out to be Steve's coming back. He has a child now. It's the home that we see him in at the
Well,
end of
they kind
Avengers
of did
Endgame.
that with oh Endgame, Tony had a
Hmm.
kid or whatever, so they pulled out the emotion there of like
Yeah.
you saw the conflict of him like, do I want to go back? I love my life that I have right now.
Hmm.
I kind of hope they put some of that in the movie, but the issue is they can't branch it out between too many things because we've seen that before where you've probably seen a couple movies where like, oh, they try and put some backstory like with this character, then they jump to this character, and then they jump to this character, and then you're sitting there like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Well, like I said, Endgame did it really well because
Oh,
they had most of all the characters together at all times,
yeah,
for most of the
that's
movie.
what you have to do. I feel for those because you're like,
But make a what do you think? Um, you can't just make a movie and just have it 2 hours long and put that many characters in it. Like
well, then
here's
you're probably gonna see. This is my assumption, my guess. If anyone wants to clip this shit, I don't care and throw it in our face later. But you're gonna have a
I'll make
lot of
sure.
these side characters that I guarantee are gonna be in there of like as just a cameo type of thing, and they're gonna get offed immediately, which I'm okay
Yeah,
with.
I
We all
can.
know what's gonna happen. There's probably gonna be like this massive scene where you're like, oh my god, this character's back, boom, dead, and you'll be like, ah,
I
okay.
could I could see it, but I also could see that they want to leave them open. The fact that spoiler alert if you haven't seen Endgame, but if you haven't
If
seen
you
Endgame,
haven't
that's
seen
your own
Endgame, get
fault.
out.
Yeah. Um, but with Tony dying, the fact that he's now coming back, and from rumors of what they're talking about, he's a variant of Tony Stark. Because in one of the comics, there actually is one where Tony and Doctor Doom I can't remember exactly. Don't quote me on it. I know I'm going to get reamed, but
Oh,
there's
not
one
to be
part
farted.
where um, sorry, I'm still covering for my cold. But there's one part where they actually like switch minds, where Tony was actually in Doctor Doom's body and Doctor Doom was actually in Tony's body. There's rumors
Okay.
that's going to be happening and
My
stuff like.
thing
I'm like,
is,
which
I
would be
don't.
kind of cool.
It'd be cool, but if you're only gonna have a 2 hour movie, like, there's only so much you want to do with it.
No,
Cause
if it's a 3 hour movie, you can get a lot done in 3 hours.
oh, 100%.
You can build it up. That's why Avengers Endgame
I think it's a two
and
parter,
even
right?
no, well, Endgame and Infinity War were, I think, each like three
I meant to
hours
say
long.
Doomsday is gonna be a two parter, I believe. Right?
No, Doomsday is going to be a one, but the next Avengers movie is going to be Secret Wars, which continues from Doomsday.
So it's kind of a
Basically,
two
well,
parter. It's like a continuation type of thing. So, eh.
yeah. Well, there's also if you ever looked at the logo, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but the logo for the Avengers and all the Avengers logos. Here, let me look it up for you. I can even tell you. All right, and all the Avengers logos. All right, let's do. Um, there we go. All right. Avengers logos in the first one, it's a A that continues. Hold on, let me find a better picture of it. This one was kind of crappy.
Do 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 do
Yeah.
ba ba ba.
Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, in the Avengers logo, all right,
Okay,
in all the Avengers, all so far, all the colors that they've come across, the first Avengers movie was a blue one.
I remember
All right,
that. Yeah.
and then the A is a complete circle. It starts at the top of the A and goes around, the A cuts it off, but it goes through the V, a complete circle, and that's a blue one, right? And the second one, Age of Ultron, it goes around in a complete circle, same thing. It hits the V and it's red. Right? In Infinity War, it's only a half circle and it's yellow. And in that movie, they lost. They actually lost everything. They didn't win. Like I said, the first Avengers they won, second Avengers they won, third Avengers they lost. Fourth Avengers, full circle again. They won. Purple. And when Marvel released Avengers Doomsday, it was a full circle and it was green. So, like I said, and if you continue with that, in Avengers Secret Wars, it's a half circle again. So I don't know if this is true or if this is really how it is. We'll have to wait till the movies come out. But if it is true, in Avengers Doomsday, they're actually going to win. We don't know at what price or what cost, because in the first Avengers, Phil Coulson dies. In the second Avengers,
Well, he doesn't actually
what?
die though, because if you want to go talk about Agents of Shield,
Well, some people think that's canon, some people don't. I think it is, and
I
all
don't know
that.
if it is or isn't. I mean, some parts of it, like there's an episode where they're like cleaning up after one of the Avengers movies or whatever. I don't know if you remember.
Mhm.
I remember
Oh
exactly
yeah,
which one it was. It's been so long. But
oh
that's
yeah.
like
There's
the
been a
only
couple of
that's
them.
like the only time they really, I would say, cross over.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Phil Coulson would come back. The fact that he came back in Captain Marvel was awesome, but I was hoping he'd come back even more. But we can't have everything we want.
Sadly.
But like I said, in Avengers Doomsday, it's a full and Avengers Secret Wars, it's a half circle with that. So if like I said, if you were to believe it, in Avengers Doomsday, they win. We don't know at what cost, who dies, or if anybody dies. But in Avengers Secret Wars, something's going to happen majorly, like an Endgame, or not an Endgame, but Infinity War. Nobody really, I'm not saying that nobody really died. Nobody really died but Vision. But that was a pretty brutal, even though he was a robot, you still kind of felt bad. The fact that his like lifeless white eyes
It
and the
was
whole.
wild.
I will say this, and when not I'm changing the subject here for a minute. But in WandaVision, when Wanda had like a relapse of vision and all of a sudden it turned to him and he's white and he's like in that dead look, that freaked me out a little bit when that happened. Like, holy
It was
crap, they
perfectly
were
done
just
though.
oh, it was perfectly done. But it like freaked me. I'm like, it did what it was supposed to. It's supposed to freak you out. It freaked me out a little bit. But I just the fact that they're making a White Vision series and they actually got his memories back as the Vision and all that. Hopefully he'll change back to a normal I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to see how it is. I'm not. I'll admit this one. Yeah, like what Deadpool says, Marvel's been lacking lately,
That one,
and
I don't. They've not been lacking. They just try to do too many TV shows.
they're doing that. What was it? Well, I think it was like 40, like shortly after Endgame, they were saying, okay, we're going to come up with like 3 movies a year and 4 TV shows.
Yeah, I don't know
That
why they would
the
do
first
that,
year
but
they did that, but it was so out of all the TV shows, my favorite ones were Loki because that actually kind of breached the whole expanded universe and it brought Kang the Conqueror, which it kind of sucks what happened and all that stuff. I'm not going to say much about it, but I
yeah,
thought it would have been
we
a
stay
great
away from
character
those
to,
topics.
yeah, I thought it would have been a great character to complete. I'm kind of hoping they sort of bring him in, but just Doctor Doom just like destroys him. There's one
Yeah.
comic where King Thanos. There's rumors that King Thanos is in this too, and I hope this is what happens. I don't know, but the Russo brothers are pretty good with this. I have faith in them, but I honestly believe what's going to happen. They're going to have King Thanos, and then the new Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doomsday is going to come in, and in the comic book, Thanos says something. I have to look it up. I'm not going to look it up now. I'm just going to kind of guess right now. But he says something, and then Doctor Doom just rips out his spine and says, "I think he
Nice.
says, oh, you do have a spine." And all that. I hope that happens in the new movie. If that's the first scene that pops in, maybe introduce a different scene or something maybe first. But if that's one of like within the first, let's say 20 minutes of the movie and all that, if that's what happens, I'll be like, okay, this movie just got seriously dark, and I'm starting to like it. And I kind of like the
I'm
darker
assuming they're gonna
tone.
bring it to dark and stuff, because why not? They have
Well,
the
like I
perfect
said,
chance to. So
just from what they're doing, and just from some of the stuff that they're doing, the people they're bringing in, they're not like bringing in Deadpool. We don't know yet. We don't know. He could make a cameo somewhere, just randomly pop in. I hope he randomly pops in, breaks the fourth wall, and then the whole Thor thing happens where Thor's crying over him or something. I don't know. I hope something like that happens for real. Like, why is the big question of Deadpool and Wolverine? Why was Thor crying?
Yeah,
But
it's a wild thing. But
it's
no,
like,
like,
well,
so the other topic we had was Harry Potter. Pretty great. Just spent the weekend, 3 days off, just binge watching the movies, like the one through whatever.
mhm.
Like I haven't watched the other ones. I don't remember the names of them, but they look pretty good, interesting. I don't know. But there is the TV show coming out. I don't know what your opinion is on it. I'm hoping it'll be more backstory related because you are changing some of the stuff. You're making it like multiple seasons long. So there's stuff that they could expand on, my opinion. But
Of course, of course.
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, the movies are pretty solid. Not gonna lie.
Well, even if you look up some of the extra scenes that they did or anything like that, people, paparazzi come in and take photos and stuff.
I want
I
to see
think the
more
guy,
like Dumbledore. Like give me some backstory on that guy.
yeah,
I think they might have though
exactly.
in the other movies. I have not watched them. I
The
think I
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, they did.
oh
They
you
did a little
did
bit
okay.
more. Yeah, they did expand on him, and J.K. Rowling was a part of that, and she is a parent just from what I'm reading. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I'm reading, she is a part of this as well.
I would hope so because I mean, if
Well,
there's like that fan base, I'm not one of those people, but I've heard, seen some of those people that are like crazy Harry Potter fans. Good for you guys. That's cool. But that fan base is like really dedicated to those books. Like
oh yeah,
that is their thing. Like so if you don't
100%.
bring like the person in who wrote those books and they just kind of do whatever, like hence Percy Jackson, which we're going to talk about in a different episode. But
Yeah.
there's like that going on where I'm a big Percy Jackson fan. I grew up reading those books, so that's why I could go on about that topic.
Oh, I love the books. The
Yes,
movies were pretty. The movies, the first movie was a little out there. There was a lot, to it.
the movie or
Certain
the
things
TV
could have
shows.
changed. The movies, the first two movies,
All right,
the first movie was a little. It's like,
we'll
well,
talk about it on
maybe there's
episode two
other,
because Gator's going on
but
that. We'll be here for an hour or three. But
oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
but for like the Harry Potter the show, I feel like is going to be pretty good. I know they're changing some of like the casts and stuff like that, which I mean you kind of have to. You cannot bring back like Ron, Hermione, and all them. It would just be
Well,
super weird unless you
I
just
will.
made the
I
shows like unless you want to do the TV show like post Harry Potter movies, like just with like their kids where they ended off on the last movie, like you see Harry bring in their kid and like all this stuff, like and their kids starting going to Hogwarts. You could make a whole TV show about that if you wanted.
oh yeah.
I kind of was hoping that's what they were gonna do,
Well,
but then they announced it and they're like, we're just making the movies into a TV show and doing
well,
some
what they
different
could be
stuff, which is
doing
cool.
too is each season is a book. From what they said, from what I read,
Yeah,
each
yeah, I
season is
just
a
saw
book.
that. I literally just saw that. Yeah.
So there's going to be 7 seasons, or how many? How, people are going to. You're going to kill me for this, but how many books are there? Was there seven?
I think there's 7 movies. I thought it's wild. Those
Oh
books
my
are
god!
thick too. But like at the end of the day, they could like do the 7 seasons, but I don't see them doing past 7 seasons.
Well, they also
They
have
might.
they also have that the cursed child. It's not a actual like
Is that a book?
you know yeah, it's a sequel story from
Oh,
but it's in the form of like a play is what they did,
oh,
but it's a continuation
okay.
of after book 7, The Deathly
Why would
Hallows.
you make it a play?
That's who wrote it. That's who made it. It
Oh,
was a story that they turned into a play because they just wanted to play and they wanted to get I think it was J.K. Rowling's um you know blessing on it. I like I said, I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating here. I don't
Well,
think they would have
she would
done.
have to sign off on it because you know
Yeah,
she's
but
she's something.
yeah. Well, my thing is, everyone has their own opinion on stuff, but you know what? She gave us one heck of a story.
Dude, I
Not
remember
many.
like reading those books for the first time, and I wasn't an
Hmm.
avid reader, and hooked. Read every one of them back to back, and those things are not short reads. Those are pretty big,
No,
and the amount of
no.
detail she put in there that made people like want to keep reading them. And then the movies, I don't. They did justice to the books, but they also made you really engage in the movie. Like I watched them again recently for like the first time in like 10 to 5 years, somewhere in there, and watched all of them back to back to back. In between doing like other stuff in the house, but like a lot of time I was sitting there actually like watching the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like there's some movies where you watch once and you're like, I'm never going back. Those you can be like, I'll throw these on. Not bad. The casting on point. Actors, everything. It was just great.
Oh yeah. No, like I said, a lot of, and the only bad thing is a lot of those actors are starting to like die off. Hagrid's gone. Dumbledore's gone. Snape is gone.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
This keeps going downhill. It's like, oh my God. But then you start to realize, like, these movies were made
Yeah, a while
a long
ago.
time. I remember I was in sixth grade when the first Harry Potter book came and movie came out. Sixth grade.
That is
I think I was
insane.
I think I was 13 when that came out. I'm 35 now.
I was still in the
You know.
womb.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, now I feel really old. I don't know if I was 13. I might be a little younger. I can't remember.
But
I don't even
yeah,
remember.
but so for me, it's like the TV show. I feel like it's gonna. I pray live up to the hype. I mean, you have HBO. I'm pretty sure backing it, so they have a pretty big
Yeah.
budget.
I don't think, and like I said, I don't think they're going to do it. The only thing I've seen people complain about right now is the guy who's playing Snape. That's it.
Yeah,
But
I haven't seen many articles about it, but I also haven't been like scouring trying to find them.
yeah, I'm trying not to because I don't want to get ruined. I'm so sick and tired of finding articles and then people complaining about. I'm like, dude, I just want to watch it and just see what my opinion will be. Like I said, I'll talk about movies in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
That's it. That's
So
all. That's all I want to talk about is my opinion. I don't care what everybody else thinks, and I hope nobody cares what I think. But you know what? If my opinion kind of agrees with people, so be it.
yeah.
You
So
know.
to wrap it up, so the verdict right now, we're just gonna do this at the end of almost every episode, if we remember, is just where do you think the new movie's gonna rank for Doomsday, like on your list, and where do you think on a TV show basis the Harry Potter show will be?
All right. For movies, my top list between like my top 5 movies for 2026. All right. Or even my top 10 movies. We'll say my top 10 movies that I want to see this year because there's,
There's a
you know,
lot.
there's oh
Not.
oh yeah, there's a lot. There's what else? There's Spider-Man. There's Avengers
I'm
Doomsday.
putting
There's
Doomsday on, I would say, first or second as of right now.
as of right now, unless something else is announced, something big and all that I'm kind of waiting for. Avengers Doomsday right now is my number one movie I want to see this year. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, first or second, so yeah.
Yeah.
For TV show
Um,
wise, for me, Harry Potter.
I hate to say this, but for TV show
I'm going
wise,
five.
I was going to do about a 6 because there's other TV shows I've been wanting to see and all that, and
Yeah, I
so
5, 6. I'm putting it five because I watch a lot of different TV shows right now. Just because I'm really skeptical because they are changing the cast, they're doing something that could either blow up in their face or they're gonna hit a
mm,
home run.
Yeah, and honestly, and like I said, with TV shows, it's a little difficult for me to do because I'm one of those ones. When I watch an episode, I have to finish it. Like right now, I'm watching My Hero Academia, and I haven't stopped watching it. I need to stop. I need to find other stuff, but I'm almost done with it. So I want to finish that. But like even some of the Disney Marvel movies, I haven't finished watching yet.
There's so
You
many.
know,
That's the other problem.
I like there's a couple of them that I want, but I did watch. The one like I said, my anticipated one for one of my top ones is Daredevil, the new one coming out
The show.
and stuff. So,
But yeah, I would say that
but
that's probably gonna wrap us up, and then we'll have
yeah.
another episode later this coming week, probably is my assumption. So